Hi everyone, welcome to After Class.
A podcast by two passionate adult ballerinas about all things adult ballet related.
And some random thoughts in between.
We're so glad you're here.
So grab your water bottle
or a cup of coffee
and join us for a quick chat after class. Hi everyone, welcome to another After Class episode. Today we are going to be talking about managing your time as an adult dancer by overcoming the all or nothing thinking. We're going to give you some tips on how to maximize the little time that we have to actually be able to cover all of your goals within your ballet training. Hello, Hannah.
Hello, it's so good to see you.
Oh, lovely to see you like always. So we were actually talking about making sure that we can find not just the time, but to focus on specific qualities of the training, or just to make sure that we can make the best out of the little time that's as an adult we actually get.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest parts for adult dancers, and I know I definitely feel this way, is we all have limited amount of time, limited amount of hours in the week, in the day, and there's always so many things to work on in ballet. So how do you structure your training so that you are getting the maximum amount of effectiveness out of the time that you do have to spend? Because it can be a little bit daunting, I think, coming to dance as an adult. We all tend to already feel like we're in catch-up mode because we're starting quote-unquote late as adults or coming back to it, and we feel like we've lost a bunch of time. And so there's this like external pressure, or maybe even just internal pressure, that we put on ourselves to feel like we have to do so many things at once. And I think time management is such a big part of learning how to structure your ballet practice.
I will say, don't put too much pressure. If you are just starting, just focus on improving your body alignment. I will say that that's number one. If you have a good body alignment, slowly the technique that you start learning, it gets better and better and better. I think that number one is, what is the priority for you as a beginner adult dancer? You just started? Focus on improving your body alignment. With repetition, technique gets better. Now, you are not a beginner, you've already been dancing for 2, 3, 4 years. Prioritize one skill at a time. Don't go for, I just want to improve that in this class. My simple pirouette, my arabesque, I forgot my croisset, and I need to do a little bit more of allegros. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 90 minutes class is not going to be enough for you to improve all that. So prioritize one at a time. I'm going to do today, I'm going to focus on one skill, my pirouettes. Or it's going to be my arabesque. That will be one of the best ways to begin to have that idea of how to maximize your own time.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a really good point in that the things that you are prioritizing and focusing on need to be happening at the appropriate time in your training. Like you said, if you're a beginner, focusing on getting your ala seconde extension up to your ear is probably not the best use of your time when you are just starting ballet. Like you said, focusing on alignment is going to be a much better use of your time. And I think as we progress in ballet, there's a little bit more variability that is preference based of like, do I want to focus more on pirouettes right now or jumps? But you do, I find, have to narrow it down a little bit in order to be effective, because if you're just trying to focus on 10,000 things, chances are you're only able to give a very tiny amount of energy to all those things, versus if you focus on one thing that you can give your whole time and energy to, even if it's just you're going session by session. Like you said, in this class, I'm really going to focus on turnout, or for the next couple weeks, every class, I'm going to focus on turnout, and whatever else happens regarding my extensions or my pirouettes, I'm going to give myself a little bit more grace in those areas because I'm really focusing on turnout. I think that what that thing is that you're focusing on is going to be something that's developing and changing, when you're kind of more in the intermediate territory, but it still needs to be appropriate to the level that you're at and like a reasonable expectation. Because I think sometimes we can do that to ourselves, where we're putting expectations of doing things that are just way beyond our level. And then we're really muddying the water with expecting things of ourselves that aren't realistic. And then we're wasting time being frustrated that we can't do things that aren't realistic. So it becomes this cycle of frustration.
Yeah, definitely. And that connects to, oh my God, if I don't do 5 classes a week, I won't be able to catch up with whoever else is in that group class, which is another thing that is not a reality when we are adults and we have responsibilities. You have to clean, you have to cook, you have to work, you have to commute to work and back to home. So having 5 classes a week is not a reality. Therefore, you have to stop thinking, I have to do 5 classes or I do nothing. No, you can actually take 30 minutes, maybe 2 classes a week of 30 minutes, maybe one online and one in person, and just start by doing one class. Even start by doing 15 minutes stretch, 15 minutes bar. You're like, how can I do a 15 minutes bar class? You can do 2 exercises or 3 exercises in 15 minutes. You learn the movement by doing 1 minute. The amount of time or musical counts that you need is 36 to 64 musical counts to do a good warm up. 64 is less than 2 minutes of music. And there you go. You can do 3 exercises and you've done 3 exercises at the bar, focusing on body alignment or focusing on footwork only. And that's it. You did it.
I agree. I think the all or nothing mentality is one of the biggest enemies of really being able to effectively manage the time that you do have as an adult, because I think we have that all or nothing mentality. We're tempted to kind of give up before we even start. And that's something I'm really trying to work on this year too, and give an unplanned shout out. But that's one of the reasons I love Allie's Dancer Strong platform.
Yeah.
Point that this airs, Allie will have been a guest on the podcast, but she has her Dancer Strong platform, and a lot of the workouts are 15 minutes or less. And so one of the things I've been doing is when I have a really busy day and I'm tempted to think, it's already 7:30 at night, like, it's too late to take a ballet class. I don't want to, okay, don't judge me that thinking 7:30 is late. I'm old people, okay, it is what it is. But for me, 7:30, I'm like, oh, it's too late to, do an hour and a half class. Like, I'm just whatever. And I've been really trying to check myself, like, hey, you can spend 15 minutes doing one of the turnout workouts on her platform, because turnout's something I'm trying to work on this year. And she has a video, I think it's 20 minutes, but still very short. And I'm like, you can easily spend 20 minutes right now in your sweatpants doing a turnout workout and do something. So don't like throw out the whole day because you didn't have time to do an hour and a half ballet class. Do the 20-minute turnout workout, or the 15-minute, she has one for even just stretching your back. And it's like, I sit at a desk all day some days. And so do the 15-minute back workout. Don't do nothing. And so I think for adults and time management, we will lose before we even start if we think that it has to be all or nothing, full hour and a half ballet class or nothing at all. Because that's just not realistic, like you said, for most of us, especially if you have kids, if you commute to work, like just not realistic. So take the time that you do have and do something with it.
Exactly. So much true.
Hi friends, just wanted to remind you that thebusybunhead.com is now live, so make sure you head over and check that out. It is a hub for all things adult ballet. Right now we have published a list of all the adult ballet intensives happening in 2025, so make sure you go check out the website and find your next adult ballet intensive.
Same way we talked about, okay, just do 20 minutes of this. Then think about what are your goals for that week or your goal for that little amount of time that you have. And you might just go and do a warm-up. A warm-up hack that we can give you is, we talked about this before plenty of time. We even gave you some tips on how to create your own warm-up routine for when you only have 5 minutes, when you have only 10, or you have 15. Find few exercises that you like, write it down in a notebook, or record few quick videos of you doing that routine so you can follow 5 minutes, 10 or 15. Find on YouTube a video that you can just follow that you like, play your own playlist, and almost even memorize it so you just can let go and that's it. You found a way to make your time more efficient. You can just go and focus a little bit more on your technique. You just only want to do a little bit of pliés. You want to get that plié right for your landing or your sauté, so things like that. So be very efficient with that. Write it down if you have to. Find YouTube videos and make a quick playlist that you just click, play, and it's 15 minutes. No more, just that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And I think the flip side of what we've been talking about, which is making do with whatever time you do have, I think another side to that is, if you can, which I think most people probably can, set a weekly non-negotiable class at class time, as almost as like a gift to yourself. Like I have 2 in-person classes a week, one on Tuesday morning, one on Thursday morning, and those are the classes right now with my schedule and what I can do with work, that it's like those are the 2 classes that I've even told my husband, who's also my business partner, as much as we can help it, don't schedule meetings at this time, don't commit to things, we can't meet people for coffee. This class is sacred time. And that's actually really been a helpful thing to just do mentally, and then even to communicate to my spouse, if you're married or whatever your situation is, if you have other people that rely on you and that your schedule is intertwined with, even communicating that of like, hey, this time, one time per week or however many times you can do it, this is a firm commitment that I'm making to be at this class because this is helpful for me. It's healthy for me mentally, it's healthy for me physically, and I need to be there. And I think that having that up front, like every time I go into my week, when I'm planning my week, I just know that time is kind of off the table for scheduling and other things, has really helped me with time management and with making sure that I am actually at those classes and I'm showing up for myself. Like they're not an afterthought of like, oh, if I can fit them in, I will. It's like, no, I go to these classes every week. And having that has been so helpful for the progression of my training and also just for keeping me mentally sane.
Yeah, but it's true. Like we talked about that with the atomic book. What was that? I already forgot the
Oh, Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits. That's right. It's how you need to commit to yourself, and you just have to have that booked there. I have this ballet class on Tuesday, this ballet class on Thursday. You show up enough time to create a habit, then it would just happen automatically. You would just get ready, show up.
I mean, I even go so far as to put my clothes out the night before on my Tuesday, Thursday classes because they're in the morning, and sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Like, oh, my back hurts. I slept weird. I have a headache. There's all these things, all the things you can be feeling. One of the things that really helps for me though is to like literally see my stuff sitting out.
Yeah.
Because I know that if I bail on class, I have to essentially walk of shame that leotard back into my closet that I did not put on. I have to take that outfit and put it back in the drawer. And the whole time I'm doing it, I'm thinking, why the heck didn't you just go to class? It's like I always regret when I crap out on class for no good reason. I mean, there are times where you need rest. I'm not saying if you've listened to this podcast long enough, you know that we also value rest. But when you're just kind of wanting to find an excuse because you're feeling a little less than motivated or a little less than perky that day, I think it really helps to have your stuff sitting out.
Now, other ways that we can try to make our time more effective is sometimes we can physically make it because, I don't know, something happened and you don't feel like it, or you got a little bit injured or something like that. Why don't you use that time, and rather than watching a TV show or spending time flicking through the Instagram, open a ballet class or open a short video of something that could be interesting for you. Let's say you can't do a turnout workout, but what about searching for some turnout workouts on your Instagram rather than watching other reels? And use that as the mental part of the training that you can also use to make your time more efficient and actually make those goals reality for you. So you need to improve your turnout. You don't know what to do tomorrow when you actually get dressed to do your turnout exercises tomorrow. Start searching today. Sit on your phone, find few exercises, look at them. Are they good? Do they look like on your level? Save them, and then tomorrow you already have them. Then you have an idea on how to start your routine. So that would be another way. Mentally practicing. Don't need to be physically constantly.
And I think even in the last episode, we talked about the value of watching videos of professional dancers. And so if you're having a day where you can't take class for whatever reason, even if you're injured, like I know when there's been seasons where I'm kind of on forced rest because of an injury, I still use that time to try to watch ballet content intentionally to just focus on different things and learning from dancers that are really wonderful. I love the Royal Ballet. They post on their YouTube channels rehearsals when they're in rehearsals for ballet, and watching professionals work and rehearse is such a great way to inform your own thought process and training. So that's another thing that you can be doing.
Yeah, you remember. Sorry, I cut you. That's normal. We do that all the time. Do you remember was like one or twice, I can't remember, that you had your back injury at beginning of starting the group classes and you joined. You couldn't dance, but you were there watching like a creep. Really weird. Nah, it was cute. It was cute. You were on your couch resting, and everyone was in the group class, and you were watching, and you couldn't do it physically, but at least you could listen to all the corrections. You could see the other dancers using the correction. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, she lifted her arm. Oh, someone else did that. So it actually, you didn't wasted your time. You didn't physically have to do the class, but it was another way for you to connect and use your time. So not always you have to be physically present in the class. Or use the recording from the other classes to look at, oh, okay, let me write down some corrections and I might be able to use these quick corrections tomorrow when I actually have the time to do the class.
Yeah, even if, if you work in an office job and you have a lunch break where it's like, yeah, you're probably not going to take a ballet class on your lunch break because you'd have to change and go home and whatever. But you can, like you said, you could watch a class or watch a video. I think another point too that's important is to just talk about when it comes to time management, it's something that is going to shift and change with different life seasons. And so building a routine and having expectations that are realistic to the stage of life that you're in. So for all of us, it's going to look different. The amount of time we can dedicate and the ways that we're going to structure our time and our training are going to look really different. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like for those who work, you might be able only to assist to classes or attend classes when it's evening. For someone who is retired, might be able to go to classes in daytime. Or you are working at the office, but you have like a very long lunch break. You might have access to the online class and you just log yourself in your little cubicle or whatever and do your little bit of ballet. Why not? That's another way. Is if you want, you can, for sure.
Yeah, that's I used to do that the last time I worked a corporate job. It was when I was dancing salsa and I was on performance teams. So I was always having to learn new choreography. And I would mark choreography sitting in my desk like all day, every day, like footwork. I'd be sitting in my chair and my feet would be marking choreography. It's so funny. So
I love it. If you really like it, if you really want to do it, you can do it. And there is so many ways that you can maximize your time as a mom or as a corporate employee or as a retiree if you're retired. Is that the right word?
I love you and your Cuban accent. Yeah. Retiree.
Retiree. No, but that's the problem. Like once you come to Australia, the accent also changed again. So it's just frustrating. Once I get one accent, I'm like, I'm saying it right.
I know, it's so funny because I could, obviously, as an American English speaker, I compare your accent to American English, but really, you're immersed in Australian English, so your accent
Yeah, mate.
is getting,
Good day.
good day, mate. Yeah, your accent's going to be getting closer to that than to mine. Like, your accent will never sound like mine.
I know. It's so funny. I just love it. Oh my God. So,
I
well,
love it too.
before we keep going with the linguistic course, I really hope everyone enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I think the most important principles of this are through managing your time, you can get where you want to be. And I think it's really important to reject the all or nothing mentality and to allow yourself to operate within the possibilities of smaller amounts of time and not think that it's only effective if you have these large chunks of time. Focusing on the right things, prioritizing the right things for the level that you're at. So important. So I think that those are the core things of managing your time is, you can't focus on 55 things at once. Like you have to prioritize in order to really effectively manage your time and your training. So if you haven't done that yet for this year, dedicating some time to really narrowing down the things that you want to focus on in your training and being really committed to improving those things instead of just trying to grasp for every single thing that you could possibly work on, I think will really help you get the most out of the time that you do have. And like we said in the episode, if it's 30 minutes a few times a week, you can accomplish a lot with that. So don't feel defeated by a lack of time because you can definitely make it work and see improvement. I think and I don't know. I mean, I know that you do need time is important, but I almost feel like it's more about consistency Like consistency in small amounts of time is better than doing an hour and a half once every 2 weeks. I don't know if there's science to back me up on this. I feel like maybe there is.
I think definitely.
But
And being present, it's like everything. Imagine taking a baby to, like, my babies from my pre-primary classes, they're like 3 to 5. I prefer to do with them a 25 to 30 minutes class twice a week than doing 45 minutes, 1 hour once a week. I get nothing. So imagine as an adult, without the responsibility, everything that you have on top of you, rather than taking one day a week, 90 minutes, in which at the end of the class, you might not even remember what happened at the beginning. Start slowly. Start by doing 30 minutes 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think smaller amounts of time, there's really something to be said for not overtaxing your brain. And there's a lot of things too that you can only do for short periods. Like you can't really work on pirouettes for a full hour. Like you'll probably throw up.
Yeah.
Just
Or you will get like Hannah, all frustrated. I can't do it. I can't do it because you've been doing it for an hour. Just let it go. The
yes.
first 20 minutes was pretty good. Just saw some improvement. After that, you're just creating bad habits.
Yep, you can do a lot even in 5 minutes.
So much true.
Yep, and you can do a lot even just in your kitchen while you're waiting for your food to cook.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Always, always for listening. We do appreciate so much.
Yeah, it's been super fun diving into the new year and recording new content for you guys. So we hope you've been enjoying it, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye. Thank you for listening to After Class.
Join the community on YouTube and Instagram, or come dance with us in our weekly Zoom classes for adult ballerinas like you.
Links included in the episode description. Special thank you to our sponsors.
See you next time after class. Podcast produced by Mission Bridge Media.